Joining us on telephone from Abuja is the Director of Voter Education and Publicity at INEC, Mr. Oluwole Osazi Uzi. Thank you so much for joining us on the program, Mr. Osazi Uzi. Let's begin with the conversation around whether or not the Commission has the powers to declare an election inconclusive. And I also will ask you to react to the fact that the PDP has gone to court to challenge the powers of INEC to declare an election inconclusive. Your immediate reaction to that?
Well, thank you very much for having me. Good evening. The first thing I want to say is that if, as you say, the matter is in court, then we should be circumspect about what to say about it. If we are not involved in the process, but if and when we are served, we certainly will not discuss this on the media further. So if you are telling me and categorically that they have gone to court, I cannot say anything.
Oh, but on what basis is INEC standing on declining the election inconclusive? Because you probably would have your own stand and what you have done, based on what you have done in the recent past in Bayelsa, in Kogi State, and in other parts. In Anambra has happened also. On what basis, what part of the guideline did INEC rely on?
Thank you very much. You're assuming that we relied on the guideline, which is probably partly true. But you see, the Constitution is very clear. Constitution is a framework. And these issues have been on, not in the recent past, they've been on since 1998-99. In the first election between Dr. Peter Obili and Sergeant Awuche in River State, there was a supplementary election. The election was not won in the first ballot. So that is right from the formation of INEC 20 years ago. So it's nothing new at all. And ever since, it has been the same thing severally all across senatorial districts, governorship elections all over the country. That has been the case. So it's nothing new. And all those who are saying that INEC has no power or rely on the guidelines have not really read the interpretation given to provisions in the Constitution, the Electoral Act, and INEC guidelines. If they have, and look at it, they will see that this is in consonance with those interpretations given by the highest court of the land in regard to certain circumstances like this, where, for example, results could not be declared or results were cancelled for whatever reason. This is in consonance with the law and the interpretation given to provisions of the Supreme by the Supreme Court and other superior courts of record with the provisions of the Constitution, the Electoral Act, and the INEC guidelines in this regard, because there is no contradiction whatsoever. Contrary to what the people are saying, some people are saying out there is no contradiction between the INEC guidelines and the Electoral Act or the Constitution. And you only talk about the invalidity of those provisions if they are in conflict. The court has held severally, as you pointed out some of them. IMO 2011, IMO 2015 governorship elections in Oguta, in Boblio, in Kogi, in Anambra. In Anambra, the territory between Dr. Kennedy and Dr. Ngige. In Anambra, because the governorship election 5 years ago, people tend to forget all this. There is nothing, absolutely nothing new. This was not guidelines settled because of the Osun elections. It's consistent with what they have always done and believed in, and which has been upheld by the courts of the land.
Just before I allow you go, Mr. Osazi Uzi, because some people will call that, look, the law is one thing. Precedents in law, in the court of law, and judgment of honorable justices and judges across the federation is also lawful. In that sense, people will easily remind law.
You're right. Not lawful. Sorry, you repeat that.
The precedents.
Yes.
Judgments in court, especially in the highest court of the land, isn't it part of our laws? Isn't it lawful?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, and I wanted to ask you that people will easily bring the case of between the former governors of Edo State, Oshomole, and his former governor in Edo State, onto the table and say, look, these are issues that serve as precedents in the case of a rerun election.
They will do that, but they are either ignorant or mischievous. In doing that, they first of all, they will not tell you the court of appeal decision. They will not tell you that in the subsequent decision in Ekiti, where in about 9 years ago, that the same court of appeal, ordered INEC to go back to a doing fee, recall, go back to a doing fee to conduct because the total number of the margin was less than the total number of valuables coming from a doing fee and sent us back there. Don't forget about that. And in this case, we will also forget about Fakeye's case in the more recent case by the Supreme Court. So both of you quoting or somebody's case in Edo State in they have been super decisions and then superior decisions. The last recall is that of Fakeye in Kogi State, where not only the Supreme Court uphold our guidelines, but the Fakeye has no case and upheld the case. Why don't you refer to that? Why do you refer to earlier things from the court from an inferior court? All
right. So before I allow you to go, just quickly, would INEC be going ahead, considering the latest development tonight that PDP is challenging that rerun in court? Would you still be going ahead with the Thursday rerun?
You're telling me in your program that there is a case in court. There are procedures for informing defendants. I don't know whether we're a defendant. I don't know anything about it. Informing us of a case in court. And if there is an injunction restraining us from going ahead, that's a different issue.
Okay.
But for now, all processes, all systems go. On Thursday, everybody has to come on. The PDP is in the ballot like all other 47 political parties.
All right.
If there is a restraining order, of course we will be bound by that order of the court.
Mr. Oluwole Osaze-Uzie, it's always very interesting to get your perspective and clarify on from the point of view of INEC, and I guess Nigerians have those perspectives now. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
From the perspective of the law, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.